Chelsea Barracks has a lot of history. We have an enormous responsibility.
It's a pretty amazing site. I mean, the fact it's next to Chelsea Hospital, which is a wonderful building.
I have lived in the area since I was born, and therefore is very close to my heart.
It is one of the great sites in London, and it is one of the prime developments in the world at the moment.
Chelsea Barracks has the possibility of being part of the composition of London of great estates.
We cannot afford to get this wrong, and we want to get it right. And we're doing that through using the best people, like-minded designers and people who understand and cherish Chelsea and Belgravia and what it means.
Architects are not natural collaborators, but the creative process from the very outset had to be collaborative.
So the collaboration on the project was between people who had never worked together before.
I think there is something enormously valuable about every idea you produce is cross-examined and questioned by your partner. And actually that is a very, very strong process, and I think it led to a very special result because nobody could get away with anything.
From an early stage within the master plan, the garden squares were the key driver.
The really great thing about this scheme is that it is based around the tradition of London squares. That is what gives London its really special character. London's famous for the royal parks, but actually the green squares are what really make it a human place to live.
One would say the garden square is England's most special contribution to urban design.
Of the 12.5 acres, around 5 of them are given over to green squares and to public space. So the proportion of open space to buildings is very significant and very unusual.
I'd like to think that there's no other developer that would give over so much land, so much valuable, precious land, and never likely to happen again in London, I would suggest. Not in my lifetime.
The consequent value of the whole thing is increased by the nature of the squares as special places within the city.
Every building actually has a great outlook into either a garden or a green square or the whole culinary garden that comes up to the main central square. So there's both greenery and life throughout the whole project.
Garrison Square and the Garrison Chapel, it's again a little bit of a gift that the project has. It allows you to have a focus that isn't just housing.
The chapel was an opportunity to pay homage to the royal history of the site.
And that is incredibly important to us, that you're always, as far as you can, rooting your architectural concepts in history, but nevertheless delivering them in a contemporary way.
What we've tried to do in the master plan is ensure that the development sits very comfortably within all of the surrounding streets.
I think in Chelsea Barracks, what we give as a legacy is to honour and have faith in the pattern of the city it finds itself in.
And it's an opportunity to make a new part of London that will have historical significance, be a contribution to London as a whole.
And the buildings can come and go around it. That fabric of the city, the contribution to London and the tradition of London will be continued forevermore.
To their enormous credit, in my view, Qatari Diyar completely got this, and they shared the idea to not just build a housing estate, but to create a meaningful legacy. And I think by doing that, Chelsea Barracks will be timeless and will be a valued and loved place for many, many years to come.